Big Jon Entertainment, in association with Pullman Media, brings you a Musicians Podcast. The hosts here aren't the focus. You, the musicians, are. It's all about your music. Right here, right now. This episode features the music of Kairoots, a baritone bilingual singer-songwriter who goes by the name Kairoots to kind of play on his last name. It's Fernando Kairoz, and he loves his guitar. Take a listen as we talk to him about how he layers his guitars and how he loves to perform and keep everything unique. This is all about just chilling and getting to know you and giving you a little bit of levity to say and talk about whatever you want to share.
Ooh, levity, nice word.
I pull it every now and then.
I like it.
Very nice word.
I like it.
Thank you. All
Song
right.
song title right there.
Song title.
Levity.
Levity. Ooh, actually, I like that a lot.
What song is it?
What song is it?
Levity.
We're going to have
It's
to
a
find out.
song that allows things to
does.
happen. How about that? And I'm going to
like
allow you to say
Welcome to the Dusty Futon.
first
Fernando.
time I let you do that.
All right. Nice.
I witnessed that. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Thank you.
What'd you think, man?
Always something new on the Dusty Futon.
All right.
That is so cool.
So, Fernando, how do we pronounce your last name?
You can say Kairoz, Kairoz, whatever is fine.
I like Kairoz.
Yep, you can do that
Kairoz.
R, kind of like
what do you-
short roll.
Okay. Kairoz.
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 And you have your SoundCloud channel. What's the name of your band title? Or
Oh
your
yeah,
pseudonym?
that's it's a kind of a word play with my last name.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes to Kairoots.
Kairoots. So where's
Kairoz?
is that just because of the
Kairoots.
nameplay, or is
Yeah,
there
it's
like a roots feeling, like an earthy thing
Well,
going?
yeah, there is kind of the roots. I'm a blues man. I'm originally a blues man, so I always kind of try to keep true to that, to the blues, to the guitar in its kind of purest way.
Yeah.
And so that's where the roots comes from.
Huh. That's nice. That's interesting, man. Now you've got a unique sound. Like you're an indie folk, like kind of an indie folk type sound.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you got a blues bass, so you throw that in, and then on top of that, you've got the Spanish.
Yeah.
Like most of your songs have a very Spanish feel to them. Are you from Mexico?
No, I'm actually from Argentina originally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Argentina. So it's way
Central.
back. Yeah, way down, way back.
Is that that's
Way
central
back.
or is that south?
That's south.
That's
That
south all
is-
the way down south.
Yeah, like below Brazil. You have
Southeast.
south. So
Okay.
if you look at South America, you have that kind of like a big belly that it has, and
Yeah.
just the tip.
The tip, yeah.
And that
Looks like
tip
the
right
bottom of a V.
Yeah, exactly. So that V, you have Argentina and Chile, and that big old thing is Brazil and Uruguay in the middle, and Ecuador and Bolivia and Peru and Paraguay. And
Wow.
I hope
You know
I'm not
your
forgetting
geography.
anybody. I think I'm
I
forgetting.
know people that don't even know where Arizona and Nevada are, and they
There we
live
go.
here in California, so
There
that's
we
pretty
go.
good, man. I'm impressed.
No,
Why you
thank
gotta tell people what,
Well, I wasn't
about my
pointing you out
deficiencies
directly.
in geography?
That's okay.
Thanks for that.
You're going to learn soon, though.
I'm going to learn today. He's
You're
going to teach me.
He just taught you about South America.
He did. I
You
now
remember-
know where I want to go.
There
in
will
South
be a
America.
pop quiz at the end of the episode.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
I'm going to start studying now.
Yeah, please do. So anyway, Argentina, right?
Yeah,
That's where you're
exactly,
from. So what
exactly.
brought you out here to California?
Well, I kind of lived half of my life here in the States and half of in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say, guitars are expensive.
Go help him with that stand.
No, I'm good. I'm
You
just
sure?
playing around. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I just kind of lived half of my life here, half of my life there, and I guess I'm here now. I was there 2 years ago
Mm-hmm.
or 3 years ago, and I'm here now, and I'll go back, and then I'll come back, and it's just kind of like that traveling style, playing everywhere, trying to get to know everybody everywhere,
And just getting a feel for your guitar,
Yeah,
for who you
yeah.
are as a player.
exactly.
That's a big aspect of a musician, especially a singer-songwriter, is like for any musician, going out and playing your songs regularly is good for muscle memory and good for learning yourself and learning who you are. And that's the most important part, is your identity as a singer-songwriter. You can take it off the stand if you want.
taking it off the stand.
Taking it off the stand.
Let's go all handhelds today.
Yeah,
I'll join in.
Let's all do that. So, Well, I want to play your first song that I listened to. It's called Contaminado.
Mm-hmm.
What album is that off?
You want to pronounce
This is
that for
off.
him?
Yes, it's Contaminado.
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 Which is contaminated.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I got that part. Like
got
it's a conjugate.
Yeah.
American like most.
Here we go.
Do you know what that word means? Conjugate.
Yeah, I used to be.
No, I didn't say
fluent.
conjugal.
Yeah,
I know you were in
yeah.
prison once. Not conjugal.
Nice. No, I actually used to speak Spanish when I was a kid.
Used to speak.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I stopped. It was like when I was like 7, so I stopped going to my classes.
Mm-hmm.
I'd switch schools. Okay. Let me give you the whole story.
Okay, you know what? Forget it. Okay, you used to speak Spanish. I used to speak French, and I learned it from a teacher who was trilingual.
Wow,
and
nice.
a lot of the times in the middle class, she would switch from French to Spanish, and I was the only one who would know. Everybody else in the class was just like,
If you threw Italian in there too, you could do that. You could do all three.
Exactly.
Of those,
So you do know what conjugate
Yeah. Oh,
means.
yeah.
Okay, so anyway.
There's a lot of
Contaminado.
words I'm learning here.
We try to be loquacious.
We
I
do.
like that.
That's one of my favorites.
That's your word.
That
you
is
pulled
my
that
word.
one.
I've pulled that one before. I like that one.
Voluminous.
Still trying to figure out how to use oleo.
Oleo.
I
I don't even remember what that means.
it means a collection of miscellaneous things.
Okay.
Oleo. Beautiful word.
So anyway, Contaminado.
Contaminado.
An oleo of
Contaminado.
garden tools.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, you got to be able to slip it into the normal language,
Just
you know.
casually.
Yeah, you can't. It's tough that way. But anyway, so this song,
Contaminado.
Contaminado. What album is that off?
That is off the first album that I brought you guys today, and it's kind of a special release because there's not a lot of them made.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's off of my first album. It's not like the first song that I thought of that was going to be in that album, but it kind of ended up there because I liked it and I had a good reception from people.
Cool.
So I went with it.
Let's go ahead and take a listen to Contaminado.
Contaminado.
Wow, Trevor.
Thank you.
Contaminado por el diablo, contaminado por el diablo, disfrazado de tradición. Falto duro en los pies, selva que selva, soy mono otra vez. Vuelo en mi cabeza aunque me encadenes los pies.
So, okay, for somebody who doesn't speak Spanish, I understood like 3 of the words so far.
I gotcha.
So what are you saying in the song?
So this song basically is just about kind of setting free, I guess, things you were taught to think or things that you should think or do or be.
So it's like programmed, being programmed.
Yeah, so
Like
that's kind of
contaminated ideologies.
Exactly. So you know, it's kind of like that. You know, it starts saying contaminated by the devil, disguised as tradition.
Mira, no ves lo que escapa, vuelve otra vez, vuelve, siempre vuelve lo que echas de la tierra al aire y del aire al viento. Véndeme, que me harás feliz. Échame, así podré ser viento. No me busques que te encuentro. Cuando fuiste, volví. No más ovejas, yo seré mono, no más ovejas, yo seré mono.
Is that I will not obey anymore?
Kind of. He's saying, I won't be a sheep anymore, I'll be a monkey.
Was it oveja?
Yeah.
Be a monkey.
I'm going to go grab those bananas and peel them.
Right? Like, why a sheep? You know, monkeys don't jump on the trees. They're freaking
They're
agile and athletic. It's like,
That's true.
why a sheep?
Why would you want to be a sheep when you could be a monkey?
Right? Or a dolphin if you want to. Trevor, there we go.
Speaking to Spanish and dolphin, man, you're
Yeah,
trilingual
man.
for sure.
That's right.
So I wanted to ask you two things about that. First question: did you do that recording all in one take?
Yes.
Nice. Did you go back and layer any guitars on that?
No, that's just one guitar.
That's
right there.
just one guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I noticed you do a lot of layering in some of your other songs.
Yes.
But that one, so tell
That
me.
was just, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, tell me more about that song. We talked a little bit about what it is, but tell me more about the writing of that, because you said it wasn't one of the first ones you've written. But so go ahead and get into that one a little bit more.
Okay. I was, of course, as everybody, I believe, not everybody, a lot of people, in search of meaning in life sometimes. And
Sometimes.
Yeah, some people just
sometimes.
coast and they're just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
just happy all the time.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so I was just, kind of looking for that. And I was playing my acoustic. I was in Lake Tahoe. I was doing a ski season there, working at the ski resort kind of thing.
Ooh, fun.
And season was over, no more work. There's kind of a downtime in between seasons where, you're waiting for the summer season to start back. So you're just kind of chilling for like a month with no money. And
Naturally.
and I was playing the acoustic guitar and I strung that one chord. I was like, I like this. And I just started playing that, made the lyrics, and I always, at that moment, I was more in like that roots feeling of going in the studio and just doing everything in one take, as, how can I say it, as true as can be, as genuine in the
Raw.
moment. Raw.
As raw as possible.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a good word. It's only 3
I
letters.
like that, raw.
And
Raw.
it has so many meanings. But I got to tell you, like I said, I've said it a dozen times, I think, already. I don't speak Spanish. But just listening to that song, if you don't have to understand a lick of Spanish, and you can still feel the pain that went into that song. That's why I wanted to go with that one first, because as a singer-songwriter, you have a heavy amount of emotion to put into your music, and it comes across really clear.
Thank you, Big John.
I haven't
appreciate
listened to
that.
songs in many languages, music in many languages, but I've listened in Spanish and English. Like, I have listened to a decent amount of music in Spanish, and I found that I don't really need to know all of the Spanish words to really get the feel of the song.
Yep.
No,
And I'm curious if that's common, if that's a common thing.
Well, I think that's what the beautiful thing about music.
Yeah.
It's universal. You can, like John was saying, which I really like that feedback, John. That was awesome. Thank you. I will
welcome.
definitely use that on my bio.
You can quote that. It's
I
going to be
will.
on the episode.
Awesome.
So, yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you, John. And I lost my train of thought there.
That's okay. That's
Blank.
what...
Universal music. Music is universal.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Trevor. Teamwork.
That's right. That's why there's 2 of us.
Yes, that actually is why there's 2 of us. He
so
keeps
funny.
me grounded,
I do.
believe it or not.
I love it.
I couldn't do it without him.
I bet.
I couldn't do it without him because it's his podcast. So,
That's true.
you
Well, that's good. Actually, we're all interrupting everybody.
I know, yeah. Now,
So,
now the train is
universal-
completely derailed.
It's live. It's live.
It's
Yeah,
alive.
that's what's fun about this.
That's exactly.
I like to call it like an old style radio interview because those are gone. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because
they're
podcasts are here, John.
Maybe.
And
maybe.
you are already in the future,
It's
my
because
friend.
That's
it's
the
like,
goal.
hey, what can we sell instead of who can we get to know?
Yeah.
You know what
exactly.
I mean? There's a big difference between getting to know an artist and just asking them about what they're coming out with next, where they're playing next. Like,
Yeah, and what's interesting is you being from Argentina and your music kind of crossing over. You have a music that is not typical of Southern America or Central America or even South America. That's the proper term. I like to make shit up.
South America.
South America. The Southern America tip. Is because mariachi is heavy in Mexico. Is that still? Is it the further you go? Is there still mariachi? Is still heavily involved in the culture?
I would say that mariachi, and do not quote me on this because I'm not an expert in Mexican music, and I hope nobody treats me as one. I would say that
if they do and get offended, email me, Big Jon at gofyourself.com.
No
Big
offense
Jon
taken.
Big Jon at bigjohnentertainment.com. Have fun with that.
John's on it. So I would say that mariachi music is just kind of in Mexico, and as you travel south, the crazy thing is that music changes a lot. You have a lot of cumbia, which is that kind of boom, 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 boom. You know, that kind of dance
getting
music.
a little bit of a salsa feel.
And then salsa, and then you have. There's so many types of music. I cannot name them all off the top of my head.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to because I'm not a. God,
I'd like to know one of your favorites from Argentina.
From Argentina, I like to listen to Argentine folklore, which is kind of, which would be our country. It's not similar to country at all, but it's kind of like we call it folklore, which would be folklore.
So it's more storytelling, more
exactly,
more that deep pain, like kind of what you do.
Yes.
So is your music kind of received well down there?
Yeah. It's received well. I think that it's it being in English and Spanish, it kind of transcends a little bit, and anybody can kind of understand it. And like you were saying before, you were getting that emotion, you were getting that vibe already.
Yeah.
I have songs that I don't even sing in a language. Like I'm just like.
Yeah, you've got a couple of songs that are like almost complete instrumentals, and that's where I saw the layering. Is like I can hear the many different guitar parts that you did. And do you understand what layering is?
I kind of inferred that it's like play a lick and then put another one on top of it, I would assume.
Yeah, and you play over it, and that's when like using a click track is good because you know what's coming up. And as a musician, when you know the notes, you can while you're playing freeform, like a solo or just a quick lead part that sits in the background behind it. There's a lot of cool shit you can do, and actually, you do a lot of that cool shit.
Oh, thank you, John.
It's a lot of fun. Like it was fun listening to your music, and I can't wait to hear more. So you have an album that's coming out soon. Another secret.
I'm actually
album.
doing it in releasing it in in 3 EPs. So instead of doing like a one full-on album, like 12 songs or whatever, I'm going to do 3 EPs with anywhere from 3 to 5 songs each EP, so as to keep attention, in listeners, and kind of always have something new for them.
Yeah,
because I'm always doing music, So
it's like a mini series.
Yeah, exactly.
A mini series on TV.
So, are you kind of trying to tell a story with any of with these EPs? Series?
Yes, exactly, John. One is kind of more acoustic, kind of like what you heard in that first song, Contaminado, and it's going to be just kind of guitar, very raw album.
Okay,
and then it's going to kind of evolve into the final album, which is going to be very spacey.
Nice.
Very psychedelic, so it's going to kind of have that transition from like Earth to space kind of thing.
Ooh. Interesting.
So via the magic mushroom,
touching via the mushroom.
I sensed that there was a little bit of help along the way with writing those tunes. Okay, so another one I actually downloaded this
the Muse
from your SoundCloud. Nice. So on your SoundCloud, you have a lot of tunes. And are any of those that are on your SoundCloud, are any of those going on your new EPs, or have you not
Yes,
any of them?
Contaminado is going to be on the first one, which is the raw one. And all the other songs are going to be new songs or versions of what's on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Think of it like a coda or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just adding a new bridge or a new section.
Exactly, or maybe just using a part of it.
Yeah, to build off another song.
Exactly.
Okay. Are you lost?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
what's a codar?
Coda.
Coda.
Coda is like, it's a little symbol that you put inside the sheet music of a track, of a song, like where it has the notes displayed. And so you put the coda there, and it tells you to go to a specific part of the song and play from there to the end of that end of where that other coda mark is, or something like that. And so basically, that's just one segment of music, and you can use that as a motif in another song to where that plays like at
Really?
the
Motif? Really?
Is that another
No,
word?
now I'm lost again.
Oh, God.
Way to go.
Okay, motif. Maybe. All right, kids, we'll save motif for another episode. Motif is where you have like, okay, the Jaws da da da. That's a motif.
Oh, okay.
Da, da. It's a little segment of music that repeats throughout a song.
Like a vibe. Think of it
Gotcha.
like a vibe.
Yeah. So what's cool is this is an educational podcast.
Very educational podcast. Yeah, I learn a lot.
Sometimes it's more than the other. It depends. It honestly depends on what the guest brings up, and that's what's nice about this is however you want to talk is how we put everything out there. So
That's awesome.
all right, so let's go ahead and get to this song. And I don't know if this is the right name for it because it's got like I don't speak Spanish. So. Print Puertos del Sol #3 export.
Yeah, that was my bad right there. I did not. I did not modify the metadata on that track at all.
Is it Puertos del Sol?
Yeah, it's Puertos del Sol. Which
Well,
means doors of the sun.
Doors of the
Del
Sol.
Sol.
Puerta. Are you just you trying to upstage me?
I'm just trying to
was good.
get
You're
my
trying to correct
accent
me.
back.
Okay.
I've been really intent on learning Spanish again because I love the
Okay.
language and I want to be able to communicate in it, but I can't afford the classes and with the time and the money and all that.
Dude, there's
good
like
stuff.
a crap load of free YouTube videos.
You know what, man? But then I gotta.
All right, so which album is Puertos del Sol off of?
Puertos del Sol is going to be in the new album, in one of the new EPs.
Okay.
With Contaminado, because
Okay.
it's kind of that same acoustic raw vibe.
But this one is where you have a little bit of layering in, I believe.
Yes, this one has a couple of guitars.
Cool.
This one has the acoustic guitar and an electric guitar.
Okay, that is an electric back there.
Yes,
All right, well,
yes.
let's check out Puertos del Sol. Puertos del Sol. This is kind of starting to have that psychedelic vibe you're talking about. What pedal is that?
That's a couple of pedals, I think. I think there I'm using... So I have an old Fender Vibrosonic reverb, so I'm using that reverb. I'm using a delay pedal, a Boss DD7, and I'm using... I think I'm using a little bit of Big Muff
Okay.
to give it that kind of that Gilmore...
Did you just say Big Muff?
Yeah, there's some
Big
really
Muff.
strange names
Wow.
for pedals out there.
That is a racy name for a piece of music equipment.
Well, the sad part is once you play it and hear it, you understand why it's
why.
called Big Muff. Now, this all instrumental?
This version is all instrumental. It has
Nice.
lyrics,
Okay.
but this one is instrumental just for that reason, kind of just like road trip, you know.
Are you
driving.
keeping it, that
Yeah.
instrumental on the new album?
I do not know yet.
No. Not decided yet.
I'm trying to do something that I'm sharing some stuff, social media, and then I'll get feedback from people.
Ooh.
They're like, message me, oh, that's awesome. And then
Where
when,
can people
when they
find
don't
it?
message me, I know it's not that
Gotta change
awesome.
something about it.
Ah.
Just like on Instagram, I'll do some
Yeah.
Instagram stories and stuff like that.
Cool. I want to listen to some more of this and kind of just float away. I feel like I can, like there's a cloud underneath me and I'm laying on it and going through the melody of the song.
I like that.
Thank you. My imagery. I like imagery.
Very intense.
That was cool.
We looked at each other instantly, just like, that was awesome.
That was cool. What was nice is it was well placed. It was like right when you're sitting there going, where's the electric?
I also kind of felt like, where is this going? Is this, I thought it was fading out for a second, and then...
No, it's still got 2 minutes
I know.
left.
I knew it was. I knew that was not 6 minutes.
It's neat, though, because it keeps you in. Like, you have that... I would almost call it a producer mentality, because you can see the vision of the song before you lay it down. Because that's the only way you can make that happen, to where you're able to still, like, pull somebody in. It's amazing.
Thanks, John. I try.
Obviously. Because it works.
Mission accomplished.
It's... out a motif. I haven't picked out anything that's repetitive. It's like incredibly... was this freeform or did you have it?
Yeah, it was kind of a long jam, if you will.
Okay.
After practicing the song a bunch and thinking, like you say, with the producer mentality of, okay, what's going to happen in each section?
Yeah.
I do that, but then I just kind of let it flow.
So you have conceptual view rather than detail view.
Yes, exactly.
I had
like
no idea. I was messing with my microphone
I see
cable.
That.
And
You didn't even hear anything.
I wasn't prepared to be called on in class today.
I could tell you're failing miserably. So where's Argentina?
Whoa. It's near the southern tip of South America.
Oh, someone passed.
Yeah, all right. You said the pop quiz was at the end of the episode.
That's true, but that was part of the pop quiz.
Quiz prep.
Yes. So, okay, how did you develop that, like, I guess it's almost an overture because it has so many different sections. Mm-hmm. How did you develop that idea?
Okay. That idea was I was just playing around with some open tunings on my acoustic. I think that's an open F or something. I can't remember now.
Wow.
And
best kind.
Do you know what that means?
No.
So when you tune a guitar open, it's pretty cool because it's using a lot of blues and a lot of
He doesn't know what open means.
Open is like when you can just play the guitar and not put any strings on the left hand.
You know when you normally strum a guitar without actually putting a chord placement, it sounds like crap
Yes.
until you finger like a G or a C or a D. this way, open tuning means you can strum it, and it's whatever that chord is. Like open F would be when you strum it, it's an F, and then from there you can power chords just straight up.
Interesting.
So it gives you a pretty cool. You can arpeggio with your right hand, do like that, finger pick, finger pick, finger pick, and with your left hand you can just play one string or two strings at a time, and it sounds very full. And that's why you're saying, how many fingers do you have?
Yeah.
The tuning helped me a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of rock guitarists do something like that because it helps with developing a good lead. You just tune it to whatever the song is, and that's why you'll see on stage during a lot of concerts, if you watch the lead guitarist, he's constantly tuning because each song he'll have a different tuning setup to prepare for his lead.
I also just learned recently that's what pedals are for, too.
Pedals are for tuning?
Yeah.
Well, that or the, what's that called?
The clip-on tuner?
Yeah. Snatch. No.
Whoa, oh my goodness.
Snark.
Snark is the brand,
it's
yeah.
A snark. That's a beep.
That was, oh my goodness.
Okay, kids, sorry about that one. If you know what I said, then you can email me at bigjon@bigjon.com. I'll take all requests to quit. So,
hey, will you say this word next?
So we keep talking about raw, and you put a lot of raw emotion into everything, and like you said, that was kind of a free-form one-take song where you knew your segments. Did we actually start? No, we didn't even explain it yet. How you came up with the feel. You just kind of started jamming.
Yeah, I started jamming, and I found that arpeggio that I liked, and it just grew from there. And I practiced it for a couple of months, let's say, 2-3 months until I recorded it. I just wanted to get that feel because the motif is just that arpeggio, really. It's but how can you play 4 minutes or 6 minutes of that? So that's when I played it for those couple of months to get good at it, to explore that very simple thing, but in a vast way. How can you get something simple and make it interesting for a long time when it's simple as opposed to complicated?
Yeah.
I like to do that. I like to keep it simple.
That's the blues part of you.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the beauties of blues is not overcomplicating anything and kind of having – it's almost like a maturity about how you release your emotions. It's kind of like tempering a child from throwing a fit and being able to get them to calm down and calmly state what their problem is. That's kind of like what a blues musician has to do with their emotions, to throw that out there and put it properly into the way you play, and being able to hold back and not hit that strum, like not hit that note yet until it needs to be. It's like that part where we chimed in, we looked at each other, me and Tyler.
Every time.
God damn it.
It's another every timer. It's another every timer.
Every fucking time.
Every
I call
episode.
him. Anyway, Trevor.
I'm not as important around here, so it's fine.
That electric guitar lick, when we chimed in and talked about that, that's one of those stifling your emotions and holding it to that perfect moment. Like you've got that.
That was an interesting way to put that. It's like almost like everything is so diligently picked out. It's just
that's what a blues musician has to become. So when did you start being attracted to the blues? Like how old were you?
I was around that I have memory 6 years old.
Wow.
I don't know, 8 years old. I remember just being a kid and just listening. I kind of grew up in Florida, so there was a lot of blues and just cool guitar-based music. I just always loved the guitar. There was something about it.
There's a lot of flamenco influence down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of Spanish, too. A lot of at the moment. I also do like flamenco a lot.
Okay.
And I do use my right hand in a flamenco style when I'm playing the acoustic.
Yeah,
I like
it comes across.
And so,
but you play. I'm guessing you play a steel.
Yes,
Okay.
that one is a steel string. I have a nylon string as well.
Okay.
It's broken at the moment.
I love talking and knowing that Trevor has no idea what I'm talking about.
and I just watch.
Yeah, it's so fun.
I just watch.
I could just feel him like...
People forget that I exist on the podcast when they're listening because I
but
shut
you
up
come
for
back
such a
in
long
and it's
period
like,
of time.
whoa,
Yeah.
Trevor.
Oh, that guy.
Every now and then he comes in with some really good observations, and he's learning, and that's good.
Occasion.
So,
Occasionally I'll throw it out.
so how old were you when you picked up the guitar then?
I was 10.
Okay.
I was 10.
How old are you now?
I am 32.
Jesus. It's 22 years of playing.
22.
Probably past the 10,000 mark. Do you know the 10,000 mark?
No, I do not.
10,000 hours.
10,000 hours?
The 10,000 hours.
Yep.
It's there's Malcolm Gladwell, I think, is the one who coined this, and it's actually a study that proves that anybody who's a master of anything, the only way they did that, they were not born with that.
Right,
they spent 10,000 hours practicing, performing, playing, whatever, and trying to get better and perfecting their craft. Once you get that 10,000 hours, you're a master, regardless of what it is.
So
10,000 hours of harvesting
Spanish?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
You're a Pokemon master.
Yes, and I'm sure somebody's done that.
I'm certain.
Yeah.
I've probably done that.
So, in your final album, you're going to have, I can already tell you're going to have some drums.
Yes. There's going to be drums.
Are those live drums? Or?
Yes. Usually they're live drums. I am working on a song now that has programmed drums.
Okay.
You will hear a lot of producers say that if you want a modern sound, you have to have modern sounding drums.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to incorporate that a little bit, kind of that programmed drum, more modern sound, but mixed in with that raw guitar and that raw emotion. So it's ending up being kind of a very interesting kind of mix, like a modern. Because I also like old music,
Yeah.
So it's like I like to marry those two.
That's a hard thing to do, and honestly, right now, I feel that that's kind of the pulse of the nation. People are tired of the real new pop stuff. It all sounds the same.
Gotcha.
So everybody's like Throwback Thursday is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of nostalgia coming back. There's a lot of '80s clothing that's coming back in style.
90s kids are obsessed with nostalgia. I don't know what it is.
Well, the '90s kids are obsessed with their own '90s stuff, but I'm
Right.
talking like you millennials are starting to grab on to 80s culture and wear those high shorts
Yep.
that come up to your belly button.
mom
Bands
jeans.
are selling cassettes now.
I know.
Like cassette
Cassettes are
tapes.
back
Yeah.
in.
People have record
I
players
hated
again.
cassettes when I was growing up. You had to
Cassettes are
rewind
terrible,
them
yeah.
and stuff with
the
a pen.
pencil, the pen, yeah.
Because batteries, you were a kid, you could
I remember
never
I used to
afford any
record
batteries.
the songs I wanted to hear on the
Yeah.
radio
Uh-huh.
onto a cassette
Right.
with my boombox.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That was good
I still
times.
have those.
He's the
cassettes.
crossover millennial. Like
What do
he
you mean?
actually has some 90s understanding.
Yeah.
But you could see from his knee that he's still stupid. That's a tattoo.
It's a real
That's-
tattoo.
That is not a Sharpie. You can see where it's shaved and still has not grown back.
It's almost there, all right, dude.
Did you do that
Leave me
yourself,
alone.
Trevor? With like
no.
like-
I actually had an artist who's like, she's a really good artist. She's not a tattoo artist, but she's a really good drawer and painter.
I can tell.
And
That's a
yeah,
masterpiece.
Isn't it a mess?
That's a
We got to
masterpiece.
take a picture of that. Put it on the
Yeah, we need
website.
to.
People are like, "What is that?" I'm going to be listening.
why are you so happy all the time? Well, that's why, right there. The knee.
I'm going to text you on Tuesday night. Hey, send me a picture of your knee.
Yep. She'd be like, what? Send a picture of my knee? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
New logo.
Speaking of picture, pull out your new phone and take a picture.
I was going to get one when he's got his guitar in his hand.
Okay. Speaking of, did you want to play a little bit? You're welcome to.
We can play it. I just brought it just in case. I'm having fun talking.
You know, I that's the thing. I like talking more
Yeah.
because we can play the recorded song,
Mm-hmm.
and that way you're not on the spot. We can just sit and bullshit about it rather than you having to perform.
Yeah. No,
'Cause,
I
yeah.
like playing, but yeah, I think it's
Be a real intimate
people
performance.
can listen when they get the album.
That's
Yeah.
true.
And
It's true.
when is the album coming out?
So these 3 Ps, the goal is to have them out in the next 6 months.
Okay.
So getting one out every 2 months.
Okay.
Nice.
Wow. So the first one, are you shooting for October or are you shooting for November?
First one I'm shooting for November.
You should shoot for October.
Yeah?
So the second one can come out Christmas.
I should do like a Christmas album, right?
You should.
No.
Everyone
Those are
should.
so.
Everyone
Those are,
should do a Christmas
those are
album.
so lame now.
Everyone should do a Christmas
After
album.
Mariah
I
Carey's,
love Christmas music.
none of them are good.
Oh, man.
I love
None
it.
of them are good. Well, anyway.
I did always enjoy the song Jingle Bells Rock when I was
Yes.
a kid.
Yep.
Now, see, that's a good one to cover
That
because
is a
it's
good one.
rock and roll still, and you can mess around
You can,
with
yeah,
that.
you can make it into all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah, and you can bury it on a track that, like on an album, like as a B-side almost, and just have it kind of as an extra track. It would be
Right.
cool to put that at the end of a song. Like, you wait the customary 32 seconds or whatever it is.
Like a hidden song.
yeah, hidden
track.
track.
I
It's
like
like,
that.
why is this song 25 minutes long? Oh, it's a 10-minute track, 15 minutes of waiting, and 30-second clip at the end.
Do you guys remember on Dookie when the album ended?
Yeah.
That it was just him with a guitar doing like a Kermit the Frog.
I was all by myself.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was all by myself. That was actually the first song I learned how to play on the guitar, dude.
That was so stupid.
Oh man.
That was one of those things that the 90s was good for. Like almost every album that came out, first release, because the second release of Dookie didn't have that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and there was a couple of other albums that did that. Like the first release had that extended song, and then the second release, which was usually on an official record label,
I gotcha.
They removed those. So they're re-releases. It's like, yeah, you bastards. That's another sign of.
I think Blink-182 has like a good 10 songs that are 30
bonus
seconds,
tracks,
and they're just like just nonsense.
I think
just obscene.
I think I had that as an album in my collection at one point, and it was just fun to listen to because it's like really weird shit all the way down. Anyway,
with an awesome drummer.
Yeah, exactly, an awesome drummer. Speaking of drummers, this song has drums in it.
Yes.
Who plays the drums?
I just programmed the drums.
Okay, so this is Wind and Ocean, and this is going to be off one of the new albums, right?
This was actually one of my first releases.
Ooh.
And I did not think of including it in one of the EPs yet, but maybe if I re-record it with a whole band.
Well, let's hear how it sounds as it is right now, and it is available on SoundCloud.
Yes, it is.
This is Wind and the Ocean. You know, that's actually one of my pet peeves is when people say, today's my Friday.
Yeah.
And it's like Wednesday. I'm like,
So you mean you have tomorrow off?
yeah,
Congratulations.
it's still Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was working in the restaurant industry at the time. It was like the thing to say.
I've got to take you to my bed.
That's a unique sound. Okay, tell me about that pedal.
That's actually no pedal. That's
What?
just my amp.
Which amp is that then?
It's an old Marshall B chorus. Not even a tube amp. It's a solid state. It's actually a pre-tube amp. So it had a pre-tube
Okay.
and then a solid state. And just a distortion on the amp. But the guitar was killer. The guitar was a Gibson ES339. It was just...
Hollow body?
Yeah, it was just like purring. It was just so beautiful. And then I used
I have
this-
an Epiphone version of that.
Nice,
Oh,
beautiful,
it's amazing.
beautiful. I don't have that guitar anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, and I used this Zoom microphone, just this cheap Zoom microphone, so it feedback. I love feedback,
There's that feedback right there.
and so it gave it kind of that little kind of boxed sound that it
Yeah.
has, that kind of little box.
It's got a good sound. Let's get back to the song.
Feeling fire.
This is all you on guitar, right? Okay.
Is that you on bass too? Yeah. All the stringed instruments is our friend Kairoz, a.k.a. Kairoots.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
That's those solos that are those time solos, those restrained notes. Those are beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
Like I said, you can really feel the pain and the love and all the emotion just pouring out of these songs, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You ever make a song titled in one language and then sung in the other?
Yeah.
Nice.
You have any one of those on the album coming up?
There is one on SoundCloud.
Nice.
It's called Solo Flores. It starts in English, and then I switch to Spanish.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Is that Flower Son or Son of Flowers?
That would be Only Flowers.
Oh, Solo. Oh, I
Solo.
didn't know you. I thought you
Yeah.
said Sol.
Very good, Trevor.
See, I told you.
This could be the first hour of your 10,000.
Right?
There you go.
Of your 10,000
We are
horas.
on our way.
Oh, he just told you how many hours in Spanish.
How many?
10,000.
10,000.
Nice. That was a good harmony.
Well, tell you, man, I'm excited to see to listen to the new albums when they come out. We'll have to have you on next year. I need a copy of that song because I don't.
Yeah.
I had to. Do you have? Is that on the
I
album?
brought you. Yeah, I brought albums for you guys.
Oh, look at that! Oh, wow!
And that is handmade.
I can see that.
Yeah.
What material? I mean,
Because I'm a hippie.
is this
Nice.
are these like the bags from grocery stores?
Yes, sir.
I figured. I pay attention. I'm a very observant.
Yeah, I
person.
can tell, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like I could tell I knew what the material was. And
Yeah,
then-
I knew
It's
right
awesome.
away the moment you handed it to me and I felt it because I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why,
I'm
but
just really, really smart.
I know what. No, I know what this material tastes like, and I
There we
can't
go.
even tell you
What?
why.
You're a fucking weirdo. Oh my god.
I know it's like I don't understand, but somehow when I was a kid, a piece of that went into my mouth, and from there on, I know what it tastes like, I know what it feels like, and I'm
Oh,
like,
dude.
"Ah."
When I was a kid, that went into my mouth.
I don't remember.
Meaning I was so
It could have been
hungry
my brother
in the
torturing
car
me.
on the way home from the grocery store that you ate everything in the bag and then ate the bag itself.
I did that with a lunch bag once, which is close to.
Oh, man.
So, Kairoots, tell me where. Okay, we got you on SoundCloud, and under SoundCloud, it's Kairoots, Kairoots, and you have a webpage.
Yes, my webpage is, at the moment, it's a Wix site. So it's FERKARUZ.wixsite. But I have to get a domain for that.
Yeah.
Trevor's looking at me like, dude,
W-I-X.
he's not even
No, I was
smiling
going to
anymore.
say W-I-X.
Yes,
That's how you spell Wix.
Yes. Very
Wix,
good.
W-I-X. Yeah, you can get.
That'll be $15,000 for that mention, Wix. Please, thank you.
Please send that to P.O. Box 23422, San Diego, California 92193.
That would be it.
Or you can go to our page, thedustyfuton.com, but also make sure and check out your Facebook page because you have videos
Yes.
and all sorts of stuff on it. So,
And I'm actually putting a video on YouTube now of a show I did last month at Soda Bar.
oh yeah,
I
that's
did
right.
a kind of like an electrical set. So I did some live looping with Logic Live, which was interesting. I never did it before, and it was fun. and
Nice.
very experimental. And so I'm putting those videos, I'm finishing editing them and putting them up online.
So youtube.com,
Yes.
search for Kairoots.
Kairoots also.
All right, and
it's
then on
under-
Facebook as well.
And Facebook as well.
And follow you on Twitter and all that jazz, right?
How do you spell Kairoots?
Kairoots is Kairooot as in Tom S.
Cool.
T is in Tom.
Just for the people that don't know how to spell like me.
Well, Fernando.
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 Gracias,
I have it fur. That's it.
De nada.
Fur.
Fur is perfect.
But with an E.
Fer.
Fur with an E. Fer. Alrighty. Well, thank you so
Everybody
much
in San Diego knows how to roll their R's.
Everyone.
I do it with my tongue. Is it always with the tongue? Or is
Yeah.
it with the back of the throat?
You know what I can't do, though? I can't say the word... Well, I can, but I have to really pronounce it. Perro.
You did it good, man.
Saying it quickly, it's a real struggle for me.
Perro.
That means dog.
I think talking for you is a real struggle.
Yes.
At times.
Yes, it is.
So
Yes,
anyway.
I struggle with that.
Perro.
Perro.
That's a hard one.
It's really hard when you have cotton
Even when
mouth.
you're
dry
when you're a
mouth.
kid.
Alrighty, so anyway.
Awesome, guys.
Thanks again for coming out, man. It
No,
was
thank
such a
you, John,
blast.
for having me. Thank you, Trevor. It's
Absolutely.
an honor
Thanks for coming out.
being with you guys.
Thank you for listening to this Big John Entertainment production. Please rate us on iTunes and subscribe to Big John's newsletter on Facebook to get all the updates. Don't forget to subscribe to your favorite podcast service to get all this new music right on your device. Thank you for listening to The Dusty Futon. Follow us on Facebook at The Dusty Futon, Twitter at Dusty Futon, and Instagram at Dusty Futon. Music written by Big Jon.